There definitely had to be some involved with the creation of this. Michael Strahan, age 54, secretly welcomes a baby with a much younger girlfriend, Kayla Quick, who is age 36. Fellas, what is your reaction to this, and how old is too old?
All right, look, PrizePicks is America's #1 sports picks app, and it's the easiest way to win cash while you're watching games. Here's how it works. You pick more or less on 2 or more players, and you lock it in. That's it. No spreadsheets, no nonsense. If player picks aren't your thing, you can also pick teams now. Winner, spread, total, all in the same app. Team picks are live in 30 states, including California, Texas, my home state, and Florida. Most importantly, new users use code Speakeasy. $5 gets you $50 in lineups for free. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Here's my thing, Ward. I'm the youngest of 4. My dad had me at 40.
Okay.
Right? And so, grace of God, my dad's healthy. He's active. He's all these things. I just turned 35. That's my dad just turned 75. Shout out to Pops. Praise God for good health.
Amen.
But I'm just thinking, like, if you have a kid at 55, 54, whatever the case is, are you putting your child in a position to get clowned? Now, you're Strahan, so you're Strahan. It doesn't matter. Fair. But you know what it is. Like, my parents are now going to the grandparents to school functions because my brother's kids are in school.
Yep.
And so my parents are going like the grandparents to school functions, right? Yeah. There comes a point where even well-intended parents might be setting their kids up for the jokes when all of a sudden Strahan's going to be 72 when his child is graduating high school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, are you, and again,
I'm with you slightly.
More life, pro-life, all the things. I don't have kids.
Yeah.
But like, are you setting your kid up? It's almost like in a completely different tangent. If the mom is bad and the mom is going to school in tight yoga pants and whatever, and it's like, you're setting your son up to get clowned.
Yeah.
You're setting your son up for the jokes.
Okay.
You don't mean it, you didn't choose to be bad.
Yeah.
You didn't choose, like, you know what I mean? Like, you might have chosen your outfit, but you didn't choose to be like the bad mom. But your son is getting these jokes.
Regardless.
Getting
the joke.
Like, just off nature of your existence and how you brought your kid into the world and your existence in the world that your kid is now in. I'm just wondering, like, how old is...
Well, so let me, because it's a couple of things, because you're showing your ignorance here, and not ignorance in the sense of, you know, of course, you're a very intellectual, smart guy, all the things. However, you're a little bit ignorant when it comes to children.
No, all the way ignorant.
And you know, you went to private school.
I did.
So maybe this type of bit, but I know my dog from the Far East Side. When conversations like that happen, you get the roast of my dad would beat your ass. My dad will beat your ass.
At the end of the day.
At 55 years old, and he's going to be 60 or 65 before these conversations start. My dad, Michael Strahan, will whoop your dad's ass. I don't care if he's 25, 35, 37. It doesn't matter.
And he got more money than your daddy probably.
Watch how you talk to me.
Yeah.
And that's coming from a kid that had, my dad was 6'1".
Yeah.
Benching 315. He's a big dude. Yeah. Right?
So if...
Wow.
You know they say G skip a generation.
Wow.
They say, so, you know,
dang, Trey. TV timeout.
Yeah. But
train of thought.
Anyway, I was a couple times where I had to be like, yo, you trying to talk about, hey, my pops will get with your pops. So, you know what I mean? I ain't afraid of no smoke either. So don't talk. Right. Listen, don't. I was little, but I was scrappy. Ask anybody that went to any school I went to, I was on that. But yeah, I just think with the kids,
light skins, I want to fight.
Oh yeah, I had a chip on my shoulder, unwarranted. It's now gone on. You know, I'm a peaceful, loving guy. But I just feel like the kids' dad is Michael Strahan at the end of the day. Now, if this is anybody else at age 54, I think for me probably, and not to be morbid, but at 54, you got more days behind you than in front of you. So that would be my biggest concern. Is like, damn, like there's gonna come a point when you're maybe 30, 40, 50 years old. I'm going to be long gone, and you may have a situation. We have conversations where you like, I got to call my pops and rely on him.
Yeah.
And you're 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
when this child is 35, he's going to be 90 years old. Not only are you so far removed from the issue that I may be having at age 35, you're probably not in the mental state to be able to give that type of advice. So I think for me, that's probably the biggest thing. But to each his own. I mean, he's not going to be a financial issue. Hopefully they're in love. They're going to raise this child with love and security and those types of things. So I think I don't have any issue with it personally.
I mean, yeah, I don't have no issue with, anything somebody decides to do with their personal life, except, violence or criminality. But I'm just looking at it, Strahan is a busy man. Like, he's a busy man. And I take the most pride in being able to spend time with my sons. Yeah. You feel me? Like, I feel like Strahan is not only setting his child up for failure, not literal failure, but missed time with him, because he is on every show that's on TV. He on most shows, you turn TV on. Hey, it's Michael Strahan again. Hey, he on a
New Year's
daytime
Eve.
TV. He on soap operas. He on sports shows. He traveling, doing this and doing that. And then you kind of setting yourself up for a failure player, because you having a baby with a 36-year-old, and I almost guarantee it was her idea to have a baby. Like, hey, let's have a baby to set herself up for future security, right?
Because her biological
now you look
clock.
up, in a few years, you're not even with this young lady, but you giving her $15,000, $20,000, $40,000 a month. Yeah. And you don't get to see your son or your daughter. So, I mean, hey, do what you do, but I just,
he's doing what he do. He's doing it.
How many kids does Strahan have already?
This was his fifth child. This was his fifth child.
And what was his last one before this one?
That's a good question, actually. I'm not sure. I had to look that up.
The one note I want to add why you
so do he got like, is his other kids gonna be like uncle, auntie?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You know what
Facts.
I'm saying?
That's
Like,
exactly what's going to happen.
This is my brother, but it's like my auntie. And
but
uncle.
I'm 30 years older than this
That's
kid.
what I'm saying.
I got an uncle that's like 7. My grandfather, R.I.P., he had it right before he passed away. He got him a young girl. He got a baby. My granddad had a baby at a super old age.
So here's my problem.
So uncle's like,
that's actually wild.
But is that not negligent?
No, it's crazy. Definitely, yeah. I agree.
Like that's all I'm getting at. Is like, and now mind you,
negligent. I don't know if that's the word.
Here's what I mean by negligent. Is like
they're not thinking though.
If you know, and this is a separate Strahan conversation.
He got that $5K a month.
This is a separate Strahan conversation because Strahan's 54 and in really good health.
Yeah.
But like, if you know you're not going to be around very long for the child's life, then is it to some degree negligent to bring a child into the world knowing you may not be around very long to raise that child? That's why I say negligent. Because like we condemn the absent father when he's willingly absent. Right. But if you know genetically that you might be absent, then is there a level of negligence there as well?
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Using my granddad as an example, when he passed, it was kind of like he was healthy. I don't know. It was kind of abrupt. So for that example, but I'm with you. In general, if you're older, you're 60 years old, 55, whatever the age is. Like Trey said earlier, you've lived more time on this earth than you probably got left. So off the bat, you could say it's somewhat negligent because of just that factor alone.
Yeah.
You know
I can't say it's negligence. Pawpaw got needs too now. Right. I mean, we can't just disregard what Pawpaw needs.
You can satisfy your need without birthing a child.
Or you cannot. Yeah. Not everybody believes in the means to protect yourself from a child. So, I mean, some people don't subscribe to that. And if they marry...
I'm just saying there's several methods to satisfy your need without birthing a child.
But Pawpaw got his preferences. Pawpaw can't have preferences now.
We're here to,
be fruitful and multiply.
Be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
So, if he wants to continue to spread his seed... Hey, more power to you.
Can I keep it real?
Just know what? Go ahead.
Strahan wasn't thinking about having no kid. Probably he was. They was turning out a good time. She looked good. And they just in the zone. And he just didn't put that rubber on.
No. She wanted that baby.
She probably had a plan.
She wanted that baby.
Strahan was in there thinking about a damn baby. And I'm 50. He was
seen
her. We all been in here.
Going 36, about to hit 40, past my prime.
Her clock was ticking.
I need one right now.
Yeah.
And why not have one by a multi-millionaire?
She's everything. I'm saying, Michael, I'm feeling good.
But this is when I get back to the negligent part. And again, I'm not a father. But a part of that is also by choice. Like, if you don't have the capacity to be as present as you may want, and I'm not talking about Strahan, I don't know the capacity he has. But in general, if you know you don't have the capacity to raise a child, then should you bring a child into the world that you don't have the capacity to raise? I'm having now a generic principle argument, not a Strahan argument.
Yeah.
That's the conversation. And you obviously, you almost had this decision. You're 19, you have your first daughter.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have the capacity. You have to find the capacity.
Yeah, facts. Right. Yeah, no, child at 19 while you in college working 2 jobs, going to school full time is a lot. And on the opposite end of that, you're old, you know what I mean? You can't move as much. Like, if I didn't have anything else, I had energy to entertain my daughter and do the things that I like. Yes, I'm stretched very thin in terms of my schedule, but I'm able to make it happen because I'm 19 years old. I have an abundance of energy to do these things. So Strahan and others in that, you know, that sphere, like, they don't have that same luxury, but there's pros and cons to it. You know, my daughter and I have the blessing of being very close. Yeah. She would go to college classes with me. Like, when she got sick and couldn't go to daycare, she had to come to class with me. And so those are like memories that she has that my now newborn daughter will never have. Right. Those are different and things that we cherish. But, you know, I can't say that it's negligence because maybe.
Where do you draw the line then? Where do you draw the line on negligence?
Bill Belichick is where I draw the line.
But he doesn't have a kid.
Correct. But he's
if he were to
have he's what, 70,
right?
Like, that's all right. That's now crazy. We can objectively say, P-Paul, it's time to keep your PP in your pants. Like, that's like let's.
Then an actor was it? I don't want to say that. Was it Robert De Niro? Then the actor?
Yeah, I think it might have been Robert De Niro.
He's like,
I blame the drugs.
Yeah. Oh, it was Pacino?
Was it Pacino? If it wasn't for the drugs,
both of them,
you wouldn't be doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? So I blame the drugs.
But real quick, just to talk about Strahan's kids. So his first child looks like, this is according to Google, Tanita Strahan was born in 1991. That's older than me, bro. She's 35 years old and has a newborn sibling.
You want to start it again?
That is wild. I thought I started over at 13 and a half. Brother, 35? Whew.
Look, you made it this far, so might as well go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and after that, hit the bell button to be notified anytime we go live or drop another video like this. You do not want to miss our content in this oversaturated market. Love. We'll see you soon.